Okay guys, here's a little update. I'm wiring the grid ties for the solar on top of the house, running through all the conduit and stuff from over here where they're all coming in. I also ran extra wires right here, that way I have expandability for the extra grid ties that are right here. These are going to be for any extra solar I run, which I plan on doing that. Here's these guys right here. These are the ones I'm currently hooking up right now. 1500 watts each inverter. I could have just done it all with one inverter, but instead of doing it that way, I decided to go with multiples. I don't want to go higher than 48 volts. Most of the bigger grid ties that do it all in one are going to be higher voltage. I just want to play with 48. I'm good with that. I thought about putting the other two on the wall. I'm still debating it. It's 50 foot or so from here to the garage where the other grid ties are at. The issue I have there is obviously 50 foot of wires running at 24 volts going to have line loss. So I'd probably lose wattage doing that. So it might be just better to leave them in the garage where they go straight out the panels into the grid ties, straight out to 240. But this shows you right here, like I said, 1500 watts each inverter, and that allowed me to expand a little. I also still have like 3,000 or 4,000 watts out there in the garage worth of grid ties. Then over here, this is probably going to be coming out. This is a RV 3012 12 volt inverter. This will run the whole entire house at 3,000 watts. Of course, when you're using grid, like a situation where you need to use this inverter, it's going to be more like you're running just a blower on your gas furnace, some lights, maybe a fan or two or so. You're not going to be just, running everything in the home. Maybe a refrigerator also on there, and that will run everything in my home right now, except for like the outside AC unit. And then I have the Cobra little one right here, 1500 watt. It says it is 3,000, but 1500 continuous. That's for little stuff that I may need to use that don't need a big inverter to run it. These are both modified sine wave. I will be probably changing either one or both to pure sine wave. That way I don't get any interference on TVs and such. I got a capacitor for hard starting, so if there's anything that pulls a higher amount of amperage to start up, when I was running like window air conditioners, I used the capacitor to kind of buffer it a little bit. This right here is for the turbines up on top of the roof. However, I have the turbines down right now while I'm doing the solar. After I get all the solar done, then I'm going to put turbines back up. Not sure which ones I'm going to go with yet. Like I said before, I may call Missouri Wind, see if they can send me something better than I have already. If not, I may be looking into other brands. So I'm not sure where to go with that. I mean, in the past, they've done me pretty well in the past for the most part. So I'll get a hold Wyatt over there and see what's going on with him and see if he can get me something. But I'm gonna run everything across here. I'm framing the window out still and put insulation behind it. Figure out where to do my dryer vent. But I'm gonna put probably a breaker box in between here, and also I got a knife switch to put outside for the utility company. I'm gonna have to put a pair or two of them out there, that way they can do a shutdown of the grid ties. So, but there you got a little more update of what's going on here. And as I go, I will give you some more updates. And like I said, at some point I'd like to get into editing or do a time-lapse video for y'all to show me actually working on the stuff, instead of just updating, showing you stuff. But here's where I am right now, and I'll see y'all later.